Hi, everyone. Welcome to week 11. So this week, what we're going to be doing is starting our multimodal argument and our explanatory essay. This is kind of a tricky one just to explain or understand, but this is actually like a pretty laid back project overall. Um, Basically, what I'm going to ask you to do is to create an original text of some kind, like it could be a video, a podcast, a song, a comic, any kind of text that's intended to be published online. The only real rule is that it should have an argument in it, right? We've been working on arguments this semester, and I want to make sure that you can apply the concepts that we've been talking about to your own arguments, right? And so we will be creating this text, and then I'm not actually going to grade the original argument that you make, right? This multimodal argument. What I'm going to grade is I'm going to grade your explanation of the choices that you made in creating the multimodal argument. So basically what that means is if you make a video um, arguing that arguing that people should try this type of tea that you think is really good, then you would need to write an explanatory essay explaining the choices that you made when you were making that video. Like, for example, do you introduce yourself in the video? How did you decide where to shoot it? Did you have a friend come talk to you in the video? And what we tend to base these decisions on is a couple of things. One is rhetorical appeals, which we've already talked about, right? How can we make people laugh? So that's appealing to their emotions. How can we make people feel sad or, curious? All of these things, how can we give them facts that convince them, et cetera, et cetera? You know what I'm saying. I hope. Um, so that's going to be part of it. And then the other part of it is going to be genre conventions. Okay, what are our expectations when we are watching a video, especially like a review video, for example? What are our expectations when we are watching a video that's about people reviewing tea? For example, a lot of times when we watch food review videos or drink review in this case, we expect somebody to actually like try it, right? Like pick up the tea, sip it, maybe show us what the tea looks like. And so there's certain kind of expectations that we have, and these are called genre conventions. And we're going to talk about those more this unit, just to make sure you have a good understanding, so that you can talk about them in your paper. But long story short, I am not going to grade the original argument that you make. So if you make a video that's a review, I'm not grading it. And I'm hoping what this will do is it'll mean that you can choose to create whatever kind of text you want for this. But then I'm going to grade the explanatory essay that you turn in. So it'll just need to be 3 pages. It can be very casual first person, but you need to be talking about here are the rhetorical appeals that I used, here are the genre conventions that I used, here's why I chose to make a video for this. And you can look over the rubric on this too. That should help you kind of get a sense of exactly how I'm going to be grading the essay. So again, I'm not going to grade if you make a video, I'm not grading the video. I'm going to be grading the essay that you write explaining how you made the choices that you did in the video. There's actually no page limit, word count, anything like that required for the type of text that you make for the multimodal argument. That could be, I've had people turn in something that's over an hour long. Like I've had people turn in podcasts that are 45 minutes long, videos that are an hour long, analyzing like a political debate, for example. And then I've had people turn in a series of memes or a social media posts. And so that's going to probably be much shorter in terms of like content, right? The key is going to be, can you write 3 pages about it? Okay. And so when you're asking yourself, well, how long does my video need to be? How long does my podcast need to be? Whatever. The question is, can I write 3 pages about a 15-second video? Maybe not. That would be a really big challenge, right? And so it kind of goes back to the idea from the rhetorical analysis, where you want to make sure you don't choose to make something that's too short. The same way you don't want to analyze something that's too short, because in both cases, you don't have as much content to analyze and discuss, okay? If you have questions about how this project's going to work, I would just recommend looking at some of the samples of previous projects that I've had students do. And so this one is a video I had a student make. Well, this is a video a student made about John and Kate plus 8, and then the essay that she wrote about that. And then this is a TED Talk someone wrote, and then the essay they wrote about that. So you're going to notice when we do this project, people are going to do all kinds of different genres, and it can be really difficult to compare your project to other projects. The biggest thing that you can help each other with usually is going to be making sure that you cover everything that's required on the essay, which is going to be the thing I'm grading, right? And just one more note on this too before I move on. I have a lot of students who want to make something really cool. You know, they have like this idea. They're like, oh my gosh, I have this like game that I've been wanting to make. Or they're like, ooh, I have this like this kind of movie idea or something. Well, you know, you don't really have enough time to make a movie, probably. I mean, unless you're incredibly fast worker and you're not busy right now, then you probably don't have time to make a whole movie. But you could make a partial script or a plan or a pitch for the type of product that you actually or project that you actually want to make. So, for example, if you wanted to make a video game, I've had a student do this in the past. She kind of made a pitch like a little bit written, describing what the video game plot would be, and then she made character art to help show like this is what the game will look like, and I think a map. It was a really cool project, but she obviously didn't have enough time to make a whole game. That would take a lot of time. But she was able to kind of get excited about making a proposal for a game that she wanted to make. And so that's something that you could do. And then what you would do then is in your essay, you would describe the choices that you would make in the eventual game, like the way that you would design it to make it use certain rhetorical appeals and genre conventions. I'm going to go ahead and move on just so that I can keep this kind of short. Our only assignment this week is this cults reflection. And right at the top, you'll see I have these content warnings. This is because the video that I'm sharing with you this week is, I think, a really informative video, really interesting video. And I would not want to show you a video if I thought that it was like gratuitous violence or, you know, in bad taste. But there are a lot of content warnings just because it is about cults, and cults use basically every kind of thing that could potentially be triggering just as part of their practices. And so I have timestamps for all of the things that are present here. You can look at this. If this video is not for you, please feel free to skip. I won't judge you. I think you should be able to answer a lot of these questions without you know, knowing specifically what's in the video, and I won't be upset if you try to answer these and you just say I wasn't able to watch the video, but you know. And then I do have some alternative questions here at the bottom if you would rather just not talk about cults at all. And then finally, I wanted to share, we have slides for this week. I'm not going to go over them all, but they're going to go over the project in a little bit more detail, just because, like I said, it can be a little bit difficult to explain and understand. Once you get it, though, you're going to be, I think, probably thrilled. It's a pretty fun project, and it's a little bit more laid back than what we've done so far this semester. And so this should help you get a better understanding and feel more confident as you move forward. We're going to take it a little bit slow with this project. A lot of people are still working on their last essay. And so this week is going to feel a little bit more laid back, and then we'll start getting into the details of this project even more next week. All right, have a good one, and I hope you all are enjoying this last bit of the semester. I know it can be a little bit of a challenge, but hang in there.